You are detained under section 43 of
Yeah, under what grounds?
The reason being is you're hanging outside a police station, filming officers coming in and out. We've asked you the reason.
Was I filming officers coming in and out? Where did you get that from?
No explanation, really, no.
Welcome to UK Audit Network, where misconduct is exposed, police and legal encounters are examined, civil liberties are defended, and accountability is demanded. This episode is brought to you by Yardley Ski Auditing, so be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor Yardley Ski delivers two explosive encounters that both end in payouts following shocking misuse of Section 43. In the first incident, he's standing outside a police station early in the morning when two armed inspectors confront him, demanding explanations and repeatedly calling him back. Even after Yardley calmly educates them on the law, they still detain him using grounds that make absolutely no legal sense. And if that wasn't bad enough, the second encounter is even worse. Yardley is peacefully filming outside a government building when an officer rushes him and unlawfully detains him, abandoning every basic principle of lawful policing.
Speak English?
Yeah, I speak English.
Yeah, hiya. Just asking for why you can't recording a police station. The vehicle's coming in and out of the police station, please, sir.
Oh, can I...
Stand back, please.
Can I ask you to identify yourself?
Yeah, I'm Inspector Ralph. Okay.
Have you got a number?
I'm an inspector, I don't have a shoulder number.
I apologise. Okay. Can I ask you to identify yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chief Inspector Mattock.
Okay.
From Aviation Policing.
Okay.
This is obviously a police station, which is an armoury. Obviously we've got weapons in there. Okay, as you can see, we're an armed police inocuee. So obviously when people are recording a police station, which doesn't really happen that often around here, it obviously comes to our attention.
Okay.
So that's the reason why you're being stopped.
Am I being stopped? Am I being detained? Well,
no, I'm speaking to the moment.
Am I being detained?
It's not the moment, no.
Well then, so if I'm not being detained, then I can talk.
Okay.
You are speaking to me in a way that I'm saying I don't have to listen to you. You're not detaining me. I'm not doing nothing wrong. Fair enough, you're asking me and I'm accounting for my actions.
And you haven't accounted for your actions.
Well, I am. I'm telling you that I'm filming on a public street, public interest. What more do you want?
The inspector's justification was flawed from the very beginning. Claiming Yardley was being stopped because the building contains weapons is not a lawful reason. It's fear-based policing, plain and simple. Every police armory in the country stores weapons, but that doesn't transform nearby public pavements into restricted areas. There is no legislation that bans filming a police building simply because firearms are stored inside. If that were the case, large sections of streets surrounding major UK police stations would be off-limits, and they clearly aren't. Yardley, meanwhile, remained composed throughout. Once he confirmed he was not being detained, he exercised his right to disengage, correctly reminding the inspector that conversation does not equal compliance. It was a clear demonstration that authority does not override legality, regardless of rank.
But why are you filming a police station and the vehicles come out of the police station and obviously you're filming me now?
You're the only vehicle that has come out.
Okay.
Your police, I can call them police personnel in their working day. I'm telling you, I'm not doing nothing wrong and I can do it.
I want to make sure that your activities are not suspicious or criminal intent.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Which is fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, of course,
okay.
It's fair enough.
And I think you'd be exactly the same using my shoes.
Yeah,
okay?
I agree.
I've never met you before.
No, that's fair enough.
I've got nothing against you. You know, I don't know what your name is.
No, that's fair enough.
My name. You can give me your name if you wish. You know, if you want to have first name terms, that's totally up to you. But obviously, that's the reason why we're speaking to you at the moment, so you can account for your actions.
Got another officer out, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you to identify yourself?
Yeah, PC Philpott.
Yep. Can I have your number?
Shoulder number's just there, 3821.
Okay. And another officer as well, yeah?
You happy to tell me your details?
No, I'm not.
Why's that?
This is a textbook example of soft coercion. When officers know they lack legal power to demand information, they attempt to disguise it as politeness. The officer had already identified himself, which is proper procedure. But once Yardley declined to provide his own details, that should have ended the interaction. There is no law requiring someone to return an introduction, and no obligation to surrender personal information simply to satisfy an officer's curiosity. The phrase, "it's just polite," exposes the mindset perfectly. Policing is governed by law, not manners. Civility does not override legal rights. Yardley was on public land, committing no offense, and fully entitled to protect his privacy.
So what's your intentions then with you recording the police station?
It's a public interest video. Not sure what I'm going to do. It's totally.
Do you put it on social media? Do you have a social media site or YouTube?
Can I again ask if I'm being detained?
You're not being detained, no.
Okay, so if I'm not being detained, can I ask kindly if I can just go about my way? I mean, you can ask me the same question over and over again. I'm telling you what I'm doing. Okay. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 officers out. Yeah, I'm not doing no hostile reconnaissance.
Why did you say that?
Because
not many people will say that.
Oh yeah, lots of people do say that actually.
Well,
when they have interactions with
never actually stopped someone who's suddenly
okay, so when they have interactions with police who start asking me to account for my actions when I'm standing on a public footpath, if somebody was walking past and they were filming, would you just all of a sudden stop?
The inspector effectively admitted that his suspicion wasn't based on Yardley's actions, but on the fact that Yardley understood his rights and used correct legal terminology. When Yardley stated he wasn't conducting hostile reconnaissance, he was preempting the tired justification officers often reach for when attempting to legitimize an unlawful stop. Instead of accepting that clarification, the inspector twisted it into suspicion, as if knowledge of the law itself were incriminating. Yardley's follow-up exposed the flaw immediately. If a random passerby filmed the same building without saying a word, would they have been stopped? Of course not. What the inspector revealed was discomfort with a confident, legally informed citizen, which is the opposite of how policing should function. Officers should respect legal awareness, not treat it as a threat.
Well, it depends really, but your activity is not normal, is it? It's not normal.
Yeah, it is normal actually.
Like a normal member of
look, there's another 2 up there. So much like 2, 4, 6 people.
How many? You've got 2 people walking there. How many of them are videoing?
You can 43 me if you like.
Okay. Do you know what section 43 is?
I do know what section 43 is,
have you ever been subject to that before?
Let me just say to you, if you're going to section 43 me, I would like to know why. Okay. Yeah, because I'm accounting for my actions. Yeah, I'm not being hostile. I'm not being aggressive.
No,
have you got any information why you would want to do section 43? Or is it just something which you want to abuse because I'm filming?
Not using it.
Well, because I'm filming, which I can do, which is a legal activity, why would you want to go down the road of a section 43? And if you do, let me just tell you, I will make a civil claim against you.
Okay. The moment section 43 is mentioned, the entire tone shifts. Invoking it so casually shows a complete lack of understanding of how serious that power is. Yardley's calm pushback, reminding the officer that he's done nothing hostile or unlawful, exposes just how weak the inspector's position really is. This wasn't a response to a threat. It was a reaction to personal discomfort. Section 43 is not open to interpretation. It's black and white. Either there is reasonable suspicion of terrorism, or there isn't. In this case, there clearly wasn't. The inspector wasn't enforcing the law. He was enforcing his own feelings. And that's where the danger lies. When emotion replaces evidence, the line between suspicion and assumption disappears entirely.
He wants to do something. He didn't want to come out of his station for no reason whatsoever.
Let me tell you now.
This sun's really in my eyes. I can't even
detain you under section 43 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
Can I carry on filming?
As it's been explained to you.
Can I carry on filming? Fair enough.
You can just talk over me, but I will just talk.
No, I'm just asking if I can carry on filming.
So, you are detained under section 43 of the
under what grounds?
The reason being is you're hanging outside a police station, filming officers coming in and out. We've asked you the reason.
Was I filming officers coming in and out? Where did you get that from?
No explanation, really. No,
officers coming in and out. No, officers coming in and out. There's no in and out.
Speak again. You're just talking over me.
Do I need to listen to him? You're stopping me under 43. I mean, it's a claim anyway. So
I've given you my name, PC Philpott, currently attached to this police station. So
can I take it before I leave?
I'll get off to go and get one.
Okay. Detained.
Okay.
We're going to just put you up, stand you against this wall, just so it's a backdrop for you.
Okay.
Just while I do the search, I'll ask you to put your phone down up here, okay? So no one's going to touch.
Yardley remarks that the officer simply wants to do something, and that comment is enough to trigger a visible shift in demeanor. The calm disappears, replaced by defensiveness. When the officer snaps, "You can talk over me, but I'll still talk," it becomes clear he's no longer interested in facts or legality. He's asserting dominance. Then come the supposed grounds: "You've been filming officers coming in and out." That claim is demonstrably false. Yardley filmed only one thing: the inspectors leaving the building. There was no pattern, no repeated activity, and no suspicious behavior whatsoever. That single statement exposes everything. The officer didn't have reasonable suspicion. He simply invented a narrative to justify an unlawful decision.
Okay, so I'm free to go, so I'm free to stay, yeah?
Yep. We've obviously spoken to you now.
Yeah, okay, free to go, free to stay. Do you hear that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
yeah.
so I've done nothing wrong. I was just saying to your inspector, what was your rank, please?
Chief Inspector.
Chief Inspector, are you higher than this guy? I don't mean it in a.
We work together.
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking his rank. Are you higher than rank?
I'm his.
Okay, so I'm tasking him, your inspector, to look at some paperwork that speaks about Section 43. Section 43 is an abuse if you haven't got any intel to suspect me of being a terrorist. You can't suspect me of being a terrorist because I'm pointing a camera at the police station. So I'm just letting you know that, right? And that's going to be a basis of my civil claim against you guys, yeah?
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, and what was you going to say about the inspector?
I was going to say we work together.
This moment exposes how far the failure extends beyond one individual and into leadership. The inspector was the one pushing the Section 43 search, yet the chief inspector, the highest-ranking officer present, stood by and allowed it to happen. That is indefensible. Someone at that level should know that filming a police station alone is not grounds for suspecting terrorism. This has been clarified repeatedly by the Home Office and senior policing guidance. Photography in public is lawful, and suspicion must be based on specific intelligence, not assumptions. When both an inspector and a chief inspector ignore that, it's no longer a training issue. It's a leadership failure.
The encounter's over, sir. You are free to leave. We are going to go because we're going to need to go.
So anything you write down in your notebook, I'll be requesting that under SARS, under a subject access request. So make sure that it's available for me to see, okay? Right? All these things is ridiculous. Inspectors and chief inspector. Sorry, but it wasn't very good. Yeah? Do not abuse Section 43. It is an abuse of power. And that is all that you was trying to do, is assert your power over me.
And if you thought that detention was shocking, the next one is even worse. This time, Yardley also reveals how much compensation he received.
You just put your thing down.
No.
Put it down.
I'm not going to put it down.
At the moment, you're detained under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
You want to put it down?
What's the reason? Well, I'm not resisting, but what's the reason?
Yeah, well,
I'm not resisting, I'm filming you. Have you got your camera on? I'm filming you, mate.
The camera's on.
Okay.
You might want to put it down, else you're going to get that.
Alright then, let me put it down. Let me put it down then. Alright, let me put it down, okay. This is what they done to me. Put me in handcuffs, hurt my arm, hurt my hand.
Why have you gone all quiet now?
Because you illegally detained me. You stopped and searched me unlawfully. That's what you done. Hold on. Let me ask a question. Am I still being detained? You haven't released me from my detainment yet. I take it I'm still being detained, yeah? So I'm still being detained. No one told me that I've been released from detainment. Unlawfully. There you go. I got notification from my solicitor, HNK, and the police have settled in the sum of £1,000. £1,000 of taxpayers' money.
This second encounter is a perfect example of how Section 43 should never be used. The officer rushes straight at Yardley, immediately applies handcuffs, and declares a terrorism detention without providing a single lawful ground. There is no explanation, no reasonable suspicion, and no justification for the use of force. It's pure reaction, not reason. Section 43 requires officers to clearly articulate grounds before detention, not invent them afterward. The moment Yardley was cuffed without cause, the detention crossed from unlawful policing into assault. When Yardley calmly asks whether he is still being detained, the officer doesn't even answer. Instead, he rolls up the window and smugly says, "Bye-bye." That isn't policing. It's mockery. Yardley didn't let it go. He passed the case directly to HNK Solicitors, one of the leading police misconduct firms in the country. The outcome speaks for itself. He secured a £1,000 payout, £1,000 of taxpayer money used to cover incompetence that should never have occurred. This episode is a perfect storm of arrogance, ignorance, and ego. Yardley wasn't provoking anyone. He was simply filming in public, exercising a right firmly established in law. Yet the moment the camera appeared, professionalism vanished. Two senior officers twisted Section 43 of the Terrorism Act into a personal comfort clause, hiding behind an armory excuse so absurd it bordered on parody. Then came the government building incident, the final embarrassment. No attempt at lawful justification, just cuffs and authority. That isn't counter-terrorism. It's control masquerading as power. Yardley's persistence turned unlawful humiliation into public exposure, and exposure into accountability. Two Section 43 detentions, two complete collapses of professionalism, and one unmissable reminder that the camera never lies, even when the police do.